8 o'clock on a Friday is indeed Larry Bird.
He's walking through that door.
Larry Bird's not walking through that door. Robert Parrish is not walking through that door. Paul Pierce may, but what we've got is a pretty good 4-5. HP, how do we feel about the Cards in this matchup?
I actually think Louisville has more playmakers on the team than Ohio State does, but I think the Cards will actually win comfortably here. But then again, the last time I said I thought a team would win with pretty decent conviction that wasn't a lopsided matchup, they lost by 44.
And we all know what game that was, folks, even though HP and I have called every single blowout in the book so far. That was the LSU game, right?
It was LSU Arizona. Arizona won by 44 points.
Right. Poor Tigers. Go Tigers. All right, HP, do we have a prediction for this game? How much do you have the Cards by?
Give me the Cards 78-68.
I'll go ahead and take the Cards 74-62. That's a fair. I think that's fair.
We'll go with a 12-point game.
We'll go with
We'll find out here momentarily, though.
Why not now, HP? Let's go with the flow and let's get this game started as Larry Bird creepily stares at me. Chicken Larry, folks. Speaking of Chicken Larry, we've been doing this project with Hutch and Huber. Great work they've been doing. We're also a Big Heads Media podcast, by the way. I have to fulfill our contractual obligations there, but also we're proud to be on the network.
It's not a podcast, but I suppose we can just for the sake of
it. It is. But
I think the 2K ads before the games are honestly my favorite part of this. Honestly,
they just don't realize I don't care. It's like, oh.
Well, if this looks like the Pro-Am here.
I think it is. But anyway, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work with Hutch and Huber. Can't speak highly enough about them right now. If you like their work, check them out at Hutch and Huber. And seriously, love the work they're doing there. We should have worked with them sooner, but we're glad that we're working with them now. And this has been some of the best stuff that we've done for this show. So glad that we could be a part, or they could be a part to do it with us because we've known each other for so long. Jordan Nora, Caleb Wesson, the dream team is Buckeyes, Cardinals, next. Who's that? Dress like a pro, Express. Apparently we got a new sponsor, HP, Express. I don't know who dresses with Express. That's their tagline. We look at the starting lineup for U of L. David Johnson running the point with St. John's grad transfer Lamar, a.k.a. Fresh Kimball, Dwayne Sutton, Jordan Nora, and Malik Williams getting the nod over Stephen Enoch for this round of 32 matchup. Chris Holtman definitely does not have an 11-14 record, folks, even though that 8-game slide early in the year would have made you think different. Wesson versus Williams for the tip, and Caleb Wesson's going to come down with it. Caleb Wesson, been one of the most dominant players in the Big Ten and in the country this year. As they get it out to Kyle Young down low. Kyle Young to a cutting Wesson and the power move over Malik Williams. The big fella setting the tone early. Johnson brings it up for the Cardinals. Been a revelation this year in the second half of the year, especially the Duke Road victory. As Caleb Wesson's brother, Andre Wesson, a certified 3-and-D assassin, as the kids would call him, out to C.J. Walker. Walker out to Muhammad. Muhammad drives, tries to throw it up, and he beats the shot clock. OSU up 4-0 on the Cards. As HP's panic sets in on the screen. And Dwayne Sutton with the tough layup. That's a TNS favorite right there. Dwayne Sutton, the grit and grind guy. C.J. Walker out to Caleb Wesson. On Malik. Gets to the cup and a block, but they call a foul on Malik Williams. Caleb Wesson to the line. Ohio State been in control these first couple minutes of this game so far, out to a fast start. Wesson, though, misses the second. Sutton running the point. A jack of all trades is Dwayne Sutton, one of the more unsung heroes in college basketball. As Kimball gets it out to Johnson at the top of the key. Johnson drives into containment zone, out to Nora. Nora with the layup, no good, but he's fouled by Andre Wesson on the play. Jordan Nora, one of the more controversial Louisville players in years, not for any off-the-court reasons as he hits the first free throw, but the notion that Jordan Nora does not show up in big games has been something that's stuck with him over his time at U of L. We're going to see if that theory holds true today in this round of 32 as he hits the second free throw. And HP, I feel like HP would definitely defend that, but look no further than a couple of games this year, most notably the Cats game. Unfortunately, as Wesson drives, stolen by Kimball, and they're out and running. They got numbers. Kimball drives to the cup. The pass out to Nora in the corner, ill-advised, and Kimball steps on the line. What are they thinking?
The score now, so this is a slight improvement.
Brought to you by our non-sponsor sponsor, Zoom. Zoom. Thanks, guys. We appreciate the picture quality. Zoom. And the drive, no good. Rebound out to Sutton. Sutton drives out to Johnson. Out to Kimball. Kimball's going to drive. Kimball navigates it. Looking like Ferdinand Magellan and all that mess right there. David Johnson out to Kimball. Kimball with the contested three. No good. Caleb Wesson with the strong rebound. Gets it out to C.J. Walker. Starts possession for the Buckeyes. Walker drives. Gets cut off by Johnson. He's bunny hopping with it back out. Tries to drive. Johnson again. Stops him. Walker to the cup. Goes up with the layup and the beautiful finesse. Bruno Mars will be proud with the finesse. Buckeyes up 7-4 on the cards. As Nora tries to get something going right now. Nora with the nifty step. Drives to the cup. Fouled. No good, but the foul goes to Kyle Young. That's his first. HP, what do you think is going to be the X factor for Louisville to pull out this game in the simulation?
I really do think it's Malik Williams today, just because of the fact that Caleb Wesson is a force in the paint for Ohio State. We've seen him take over many a time against lesser big men, so I think that is going to be the most important matchup for Louisville to slow down. Fortunately, I do think they have the big guys that are up to the task today for it, but we'll have to see. A hot start for Ohio State thus far.
Hot start as Nora hits the first, and he's also going to hit the second. Muhammad, out near the logo. Out to Weston. He can shoot it, and they're going to call a foul. An illegal screen on C.J. Walker. He's confused. I'm confused. We're all confused. As Louisville tries to take the lead here for the first time today. Granted, it's less than 4 minutes in, but that's not what Cardinals fans want to hear. Nora drives to the cup. Could have called a foul, but he still makes the layup. Nora with the trademark Nora toughness. I couldn't say that with a straight face. Oh, I say that.
We'll just say that.
Yeah, I say that, and he's gonna probably make more money than I ever will in my life. Speaking of toughness, Caleb Wesson with the drive in the bucket. Do you imagine Caleb Wesson if he played in the 90s as a cutting Malik Williams? What a pass from Fresh Kimball. I
You know,
believe.
it seems like there's been a lot of those kinds of players lately. Like, it kind of started with the João Okafor in, like, 2015. It's like players that would have been all-stars in the 90s. Shoot, I think even a guy like, someone did, like, the $15 game on one of the big U of L, like, subscriber websites did. I saw it on their Twitter account. And they had Samardo there as a $2 one. And I said, you know what? Samardo would be a pretty good NBA big man about 20 years ago.
Oh, of course.
30 years ago.
Of course. Number 2 recruit in the 2009 class, correct? Or 2008?
Yeah, I think Brandon Jennings was number 1.
That class kind of, like if you had told somebody
well,
today...
Brandon Jennings being the number 1 recruit isn't, you can do better.
Yeah, Brandon Jennings is just, he's good.
What happened to him? I really have no idea. I think it's Jordan Morris's turnaround.
No good. I don't know. I would have loved to have seen as Muhammad takes the pull-up, no good. Rebound out to Wesson, the foul on Malik Williams. That's his second. They're going to go to the Red Rooster soon, it looks like, as Stephen Enoch comes off the bench. The sixth man for the Cards as he checks into the game for Malik Williams as Wesson hits both. Jennings is a guy I would have loved to have seen how he would have progressed playing in college. Because I think playing in Italy didn't do a lot for him. I don't think he really developed at all. As Nora with the open 3, no good.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Terrence Jennings.
No, that's just a perfect system of how the star rating is not perfect, or it's flawed. Terrence Jennings just had physical traits over everybody that allowed him to dominate, but skill-wise, Washington drives, no good. Rebound out to the Rooster. Mr. Perry checks into the game. TNS.
That is Mr. Perry out on the court, and he's fouled.
Folks, I once sent an inquiry to Darius Perry, attempting to get him on the show, and sometimes those work, sometimes they don't. As Irish Hulk also checks into the game. That's an early one for Aiden. And as Darius Perry takes the 3, no good. Rebound out to the Irish Hulk. Aiden with the rebound. Oh, and the nice nifty left-hander. Cards would have loved to have seen that this year, as we see Chris Mack with hair. No, Darius Perry. So I emailed Darius Perry, or I DM'd him on Twitter, and I called him Mr. Perry. Folks,
yeah, that was funny.
We're the same age as
Darius
Perry.
Us, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think
we were sophomores in college when Darius got to U of L, so yes, Darius is younger than us.
So imagine walking up to like your younger friend or your younger brother and calling them, Mr. Robertson or Mr. Libs. You know how stupid that sounds? Well, I did that. And shocker, Mr. Perry did not respond. So anytime...
Mr. Clemens.
Hi, Mr. Carrica, how you doing?
Mr.
Enoch with the shot, no
Sam
good.
Williamson I think that was Sam Williamson.
That was the Red Rooster, but...
not even close.
Williamson is in the game, though, as Ohio State hits the jumper to go back up 13-12. You were close. You were very close, HP. Darius Perry out at the top. Williamson off the curl. Does not take the jumper, surprisingly, as Enoch fighting for position. Out to future lottery pick, Ryan McMahon. Out to a cutting Williamson for 3. Bullseye! Bazooka! Bada bada bing! Williamson puts the Cards back up 15-13. I don't know, HP. Like last night's call, I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this, and I'm not going to regret it. As McMahon drives the open 3, of course it is! Ryan McMahon!
He doesn't miss, and the next one's going in now, because when Ryan McMahon sees 1 go in, that's at least 3 after that.
Carson Carrico clone Ryan McMahon, even though Ryan McMahon's 24 years old.
I don't think I can ever, not associate Sam Williamson with Carson just because,
You mean Ryan McMahon?
Oh, yes, Ryan McMahon, not Sam Williamson.
I was about to say, is there something you know that I don't? Because I just don't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. But Ryan McMahon, I think that's a little bit easier to project onto Carson. But
Darius Perry drives out to Williamson for another 3. Why not? 3 in a row for the Cardinals. Sam Williamson claps at the Ohio State fans. Come on, he says. It's still March as the Cards and Buckeyes take the timeout. Chris Holtman is stunned. That's 3 straight threes for the Cards. Can you feel the jubilation inside the buildings, folks? It's pandemonium as the Cards lead with 1:29 left to go in the first, up 8, 21-13. It will go to our sponsor. Hey, HP, do we have a sponsor?
Yeah, of course not. We don't have a sponsor, but I will say that this is a pretty good start by the Cardinals here. When you look at, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, when you look at U of L, I feel like they have a lot more shooting, and they have a lot more just general playmakers on offense than Ohio State, who really has to run a lot more of their offense through Caleb Wesson. They have a lot of good players on offense. I don't think they have as many great ones.
DJ Carton, though.
Nice dunk for Ohio State to get them stop the bleeding here after a 9-0 run from U of L.
And folks, we kept DJ Carton in here because even though he transferred out at the end of the year, he would have played in March, as Griffin so informed me after I initially deleted him from our roster. As Enoch drives the layup, no good. Aiden Guion can't come up with the rebound. Carton's running with it for the Buckeyes. So Carton we have in the game here. If you have an issue with it, contact our legal team. Just kidding, we don't have a legal team. Out to Liddell. Liddell, the Iceman, as his friends call him, Chuck Liddell. Now, imagine if Chuck Liddell was an NBA player in this game. You know how quick Chuck Liddell would foul out? Of course, we're talking about...
You raise a good point there. You raise a good point.
Chuck Liddell throw body blows in the post. 5 offensive fouls in 6 minutes. Darius Perry out to HP, self-described Carson Carrico clone, Samuel Williamson.
Yeah, not quite.
Williamson out to Arns. I think it's Aarons, actually. Aarons.
Arns is right. Kyle Arns, transfer from Michigan State. I believe that's correct.
Arns out to Carton. Ohio State trying to make this a 1-possession game. No good. Rebound out to Aiden Guion. And Cardinals, after 10 minutes, go up 21-17.
How about the work from the big man Aiden Guion in this one? A little used substitute in the regular season is absolutely coming off the bench to provide valuable minutes for Dwayne Sutton at the 4 spot.
Yeah, he's a class act, HP. Apparently my brother has a class with him and says he's a really nice guy. So, he's a winner both on the court and off the court, it sounds like.
Someone made a mini documentary about him, and it was, I can't remember which, basketball channel or website or whatever did it. But it was actually pretty cool. Aiden Guion seems like a cool guy in real life.
Williamson tries to get something going for the Cardinals to extend that 4-point lead. Trying to put him on a pedestal, and he does with the tough pull-up.
Sam Williamson taking over early. What is that, 8 points for now?
That is 8 points. Perfect, cool, crisp 3 for 3 shooting for Samuel Williamson. Clearly the better Williamson between the two. The one that we will not mention like Voldemort, as Carton goes up with the drive and the bucket. Rooster still into the game for the Cards, and for everyone that does not know who I'm talking about, I am talking about Stephen Enoch, the former UConn transfer. Has definitely left an indelible mark on the Cardinals' production this season, been one of the more reliable players for the Cardinals, even as he's taken on a 6-man role in the later part of the year. Ryan McMahon, another 3. Why not? Why not, he says.
For saying Ryan McMahon, he sees 1 go in, he's seeing 3 more go in.
U of L shooting lights out from 3 right now. This is what we want. This is what the fans want. Speaking of wants, Ohio State would really like to cut the lead here. DJ Carton putting the team on his back. It's got to be a herniated disc at this point. He has carried the weight of Ohio State this game as Caleb Wesson is still on the bench. Enoch drives, and he's going to go up with it over Diallo. My God, how many Diallos are in college in the NBA? Hamadou, Check. Who else am I forgetting? Alpha.
Don't forget about Alpha Diallo.
How many other Diallos are there? I feel like I'm missing a couple of Diallos. It's like the college. It's like the college version of the Antetokounmpos. As Mr.
There
Perry.
are a lot of Antetokounmpos. Like, now that you actually think about it, there's Giannis, there's Thanasis, I think is how you say his name.
Yep.
Is there a coach to say Antetokounmpo?
Darius Perry for 3. Of course! The Cardinals! Oh my goodness! In a very happy, hair-laden version of Chris Mack walks out to high-five Darius Perry.
They gave it to their scorer, the Darius man, Darius Perry, and he swishes it home from 3. I'll tell you what, if they can keep getting this kind of production from role players, Ohio State might need a big performance from some of theirs to keep up with the Cardinals here.
And if we keep getting that production from the Disney Plus Dance Kids crew out there, we're going to reach 10 views on this episode, HP, I'm telling you. As Ohio State looking to get some momentum of their own, they finally bring Caleb Wesson back in the game. No good. Malik Williams with the great defense, and he's rewarded with the rebound out to David Johnson to a cutting Kimball. Kimball drives. He's going to bring it back out to Sutton. They need some spacing as Johnson takes the pick, tries to drive to the cup. Nora drives to the cup. The layup, good. Louisville cannot miss right now. Looking like thunder over Louisville right now because this is a fireworks spectacle. They cannot miss right now. It is all flair for the Cardinals. As Caleb Wesson silences Bill Murray and Jennifer Lawrence. 31-23 right now. Louisville with 6.
Bill Murray's not in attendance in this game because there's the Bill Murray curse. Louisville never wins whenever Bill Murray's in attendance, it seems like.
How dare you say that about St. Vincent? Come on now. Have you ever seen St. Vincent with Bill Murray? Because if you haven't,
I'll tell you what, Bill Murray was good in stripes.
Yes, he was. That's a Terrico favorite.
Like around 2nd Street Bridge and in Louisville.
That is a Terrico favorite right there.
I don't blame him. Stripes is a pretty good movie.
Stripes is great. Carl Spagler and Caddyshack is legendary. Lost in Translation, folks. Great movie. 2003, featuring Scarlett Johansson. If you have not seen it, that is the TNS movie pick of the week. We're going to make that a thing. As Muhammad drives with the scoop. A little bit of berry twist with the scoop. I wish we were sponsored by Berry Twist, but we are not, and that's okay. As David Johnson gets out to Nora, Nora drives. And a tough Jordan Nora-esque trademark finish. Still can't say
Lots
it.
of driving lanes from this Ohio State defense here. Louisville is able to get downhill, even though the help did come there for Jordan Nora. He was able to get downhill and finish through the contact there at the end. Ohio State's got to apply more pressure ball handlers out on the perimeter because Louisville's hitting shots over them. They're finding the driving lanes, and Ohio State has not had an answer defensively.
They get it out to Wesson, though, with 1 on the shot clock. Wesson with the tough jumper, no good. Rebound out to Nora. Cards have looked virtually perfect, no pun intended there. They've looked virtually perfect today, especially from the three-point line. Johnson drives out to Sutton. Kimball with a shot fake, tries to drive, he's cut off. Out to Sutton, back to Nora at the free throw line. Out to Sutton, Kimball at the left wing. Gets it out to Nora with less than 1 on the shot clock. Sutton's got to let one go. No good rebound, though, out to Malik Williams with the putback. Reward the big fella. That is puppies in order, HP. Louisville up 35-25. I think we shortchanged the Cardinals as Johnson gets the steal and they're out running. Out to Dwayne Sutton, drives, and he's hacked by Kyle Young, and that's 2. All of our Ohio State friends, aka only Aaron Flanagan, right now pretty ticked. I think Flanny is the only Ohio State fan that I know. Well, no, that's not true. I do know the St. Clair family. That is it. Other than that, I don't know any Ohio State fans. Do you have any workplace Ohio State fans, HP?
Well, I really can't say I do know any Ohio State fans, to be honest.
Well, that's a fair point. The only Columbus we know is Columbus, Indiana, not Columbus, Ohio. As North,
superior Columbus.
Of course. As Malik Williams drives the foul, and that's the first on Caleb Wesson. Malik Williams to the line. And he's going to miss the first free throw. Malik Williams with the second. Redemption, of course. Puts Louisville back up 9 with 4:27 left to go in the first half. You gotta love what you're seeing from the Cardinals. Paul Rogers would be stoked right now if he were doing this game, but he is not, unfortunately. Muhammad drives, no good. Quality defense there by Nora. Sutton out to Kimball for a three. No good, shockingly.
He had Malik Williams right in the paint, but it's rebounded.
But David Johnson with the old-fashioned three-pointer and the layup. Foul on C.J. Walker. Chris Holtman said, how do you think that conversation's going? Guys, we can't win if they're putting it in the bucket before we do. What are you doing? You can't watch this. I'm going to lose my job. Now, Holtman will not lose his job. Now, Archie Miller, on the other hand,
I was thinking about this. Because of the current pandemic, I wonder how many coaches held on for a year.
Cough, Shaka
with
Smart.
Their jobs because no one really wants to fire or hire right now.
Cough, Shaka Smart.
I know, practically, you'd think everyone who seemed to be right on the cut line,
My God.
hired or fired, seemed to get retained.
Louisville cannot miss right now. It's Fresh Kimball.
Louisville has to be shooting 75% right now because this is ridiculous. This is like what Arizona did the other day.
I mean, this is pretty bad. HP and I get another blowout so far. Wouldn't expect anything less. As Muhammad says, hold on, Landon. This game's not even close to over yet with the foul and the bucket. Luther Muhammad steps up to the line. No good. The bona fide tough guy. TNS rebound by Malik Williams as Sutton drives. Back out to Kimball. David Johnson trying to extend the lead for the Cards as Nora out into the hands. He drives with the layup. Oh my goodness. They cannot miss. Louisville up 14 with 2:56 left to go in the first half. Caleb Wesson out the top to Muhammad. Muhammad drives over Williams. No good. He doesn't go back up with it. I'd be terrified of Malik Williams right now, too. They get out to Muhammad. They're going to take the three-pointer. They need this one. No good. In and out. Rebound out to
Poor decision for Ohio State to pass up the layup for trying another three.
Speaking of threes, will Nora take the open jumper if he has it? It's a little bit of separation there, but he chooses wisely to get it back out to Johnson at the top of the key. 8 left on the shot clock. Nora with the pump fake, and he drives the contested layup. No good. Gets his own rebound, though. Out to Malik Williams, and the Cards are going to reset. Kimball, does not take the three. Nora, though, out at the logo, passes out. They got less than 1 on the shot clock. Cookies taken by C.J. Walker with the layup. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there.
I'm surprised that Jordan Moore did not elect to shoot it on that last possession. Even though he was far out, that's a shot we've seen Jordan Moore take and make many times.
Well, that has never been a flaw for Jordan Nora to take the shot.
Speaking of Jordan Moore and David Johnson, actually, did you know that on ESPN, David Johnson is ranked as the number 28 prospect that could declare for the draft this year, and Jordan Moore is 3 spots behind him at 31.
Why would David Johnson be a top 30? Really? Oh, another pick. All right, look, I like David Johnson as much as the next. Oh, the sweep by Jordan Nora. Get that out of here. Little Joe West with that ejection right there. It's Caleb Wesson out to DJ Carton. Like, I'm sorry, HP. I don't buy David Johnson as... Oh, DJ Carton with the 3 for Ohio State. I don't buy David Johnson as the 28th overall prospect at all.
I think, I will say this. Based on, I want to say another draft board had him, I think it was SI, had him at maybe 61. I think, now to be fair, I think of all the players on U of L's team, David Johnson is by far the most talented. That being said, his defense is just not good enough right now to be able to contribute on an NBA team. But it will be interesting, I will say that, to see the rationale for some of these players coming out of college, because there are not going to be workouts this year. Like, there's not going to be any chance for you to raise your stock beyond a scout watching more of your tape. So I think that's a big storyline as far as stay or go decisions this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see who comes back. We talked about this the last game we did. About, with the UK guys. I think with U of L guys, obviously, I think at this point, Nora's a foregone conclusion. I mean, they already had senior day. There's no indication. There's been no rumblings as Caleb Wesson hits the contested jumper. Cards up 9 with 37 seconds to go in the half. there's no indication that Noir would come back. Sutton will be graduating. Enoch's gone. Malik Williams will come back, obviously. As Darius Perry gets fouled there. McMahon's gone. So, like, the only big decision, if you ask me, because I think David Johnson will be back, is Nora. And that's pretty much a 90-10 situation where I think he's gone.
I don't even think it's that. Moore is going to be in 100%.
Yeah.
I think Jay Scrub, that's the bigger decision for you.
Absolutely. Louisville up 10. DJ Carton still getting it going for Ohio State. He's fouled by Stephen Enoch.
Louisville will have the last shot here.
Louisville up 46-36 in a game that looks like something out of the UNLV running Rebels of the early 90s. Carton steps up to the line and hits the first. And he hits his second. Nora runs right at Mack as to send a symbol or a signal to him. You really want to try and get Ryan McMahon open here, and they tried to do that in the quarter, but it's not going to work. Nowara drives, takes the contested mid-range, no good, and that's going to do it for the first half. Louisville cannot miss from the field. They cool down a little bit, but still cool, still crisp, the Cards.
Pretty good half of basketball, I have to say. That was some good high-level play from both teams. The question is, will Louisville be able to get enough stops to make this a blowout in the second half?
Kenny Smith still looking sad. You know, HB, Kenny Smith actually in the Hutch and Huber broadcast earlier looked happy. I don't know why we can't get a happy Kenny Smith, but it's okay. Louisville shooting 55...
Look at the games we've made Kenny watch.
Do what?
Look at the games we've made Kenny Smith watch. I wouldn't be happy either.
Surprisingly, though, Louisville is, and I say only because I thought it'd be higher than this, Louisville's only shooting 55% from the field. I thought it'd be closer to 60, 62, 63. Oh, no. Dude, okay, so Hutch and Huber were doing one of the games, and they had that guy, the earlier guy, the bald guy out on the bike, and Sterling had me losing it because he said, somebody get Jay Williams off the bike. That is so bad. Did you hear that episode? I can't remember which game it was.
Wait, who said that?
Sterling.
Goodness.
Jay Williams on the bike, get him off. Get that man to safety. It's like, oh my goodness.
We're not affiliated with Hutch and Huber, and frankly, Hutch or Huber.
You get one or the other at this point. That's the ultimatum that we are setting. As Kimball's blocked in a shot clock violation, not how you want to start it off if you're a Bill Murray loving U of L fan, or if you're a Bill Murray apathetic fan. We don't tolerate Bill Murray hating U of L fans or any fans in that part on this show. Once again, lost in translation. TNS movie pick of the week. Speaking of picks, Kimball with the steal out to Johnson. Johnson drives. And no good, but the foul on Luther Muhammad. David Johnson hits the first. Misses the second. HP, what would you put the odds at David Johnson coming back?
I would say 90-10. I would say he is coming back short of a very strange decision, honestly, just given that you really can't work out at this point. It would be totally up to one of the teams that scouted in the regular season really liking David Johnson's tape a lot, or having a scout that happened to attend the U of L game really liked Johnson's play. I do know that the Lakers like David Johnson quite a bit.
Oh, no. LeBron's gonna... Wait, what? I mean,
they would never draft David Johnson. That first-round pick, he would trade it for like a 30-year-old like that.
Trade it again for Brooke Lopez. As Dwayne Sutton misses the first free throw. Come on, hit the second. There we go.
I think that's the player I'm most disappointed about not getting one more shot in the tournament is Dwayne Sutton, because Dwayne Sutton has been the embodiment of a tough Louisville player over the last 3 years.
A consummate professional, if you will. Speaking of professionals,
really has been. Well, he's been one of my favorite players to watch, and they, as this decade rounded to a close this year.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Tyrese Maxey this year. And granted, yes, he was a one and done, but by God, he was fun to watch when it was.
I did enjoy watching Tyrese even as a Louisville fan. A bad shot selection.
Nowara with the poster! Woo! We love it! Here at the neutral site, Jordan Nora says, put me back in your first round mock draft. Cards up 50-38 with 17:57 left to go in the game. Malik Willis with the foul, but it looked like he got all ball with a little bit of body. Clearly, we're going back to NBA basketball with that call. Wesson hits the first. Misses the second. He's had a lot of 1 to 2 from the line today. As Johnson runs it up out to Nora. Out to Sutton for 3. Why not? Louisville right now, absolutely impenetrable from the three-point. They cannot miss. They cannot be disturbed. They cannot be bothered. Wesson misses the layup. Goes back up. Oh, it looked like he got tipped by Malik Williams. David Johnson running with it. The pull-up instead of the rebound out to Nora. Nora with the putback.
Jordan Moore's been an animal this game. On the boards, from the perimeter, wherever Jordan Moore's gotten the ball, he's scored just about every time. Was very quiet against Belmont in Game 1, but he certainly took that performance to heart, as he's been absolutely dominant for the Cardinals so far.
Well, that's 4 on Malik Williams as Caleb Wesson draws the foul. HP, lucky for the Cards. We may see Irish Holt go back in, or we might see Steven Enoch. At this point, though, Cards fans have to be happy with what's going on right now, as they're at 14 with 7 minutes to go in the third. 55-41. Out to Kimball. Kimball trying to get something going. He had a mid-range, passes it up with 2 on the shot clock. He's going to have to throw up a contested 3 block. And it's another shot clock violation. That's the second shot clock violation on Kimball this possession. He's starting to force 2K Chris Mack to lose that hair. I just can't look at Chris Mack the same in a tan suit and hair. Interesting combination for Chris Mack. Wesson out to Muhammad to Kyle Young. Haven't called his name much on the offensive side as Nora gets the rebound. Sutton drives. Sutton out to a cutting Nora. Nothing but lane in front of him. Misses. Oh, and Malik Williams with the putback dunk. Woo! Send it in, big fella. Send it in. Mr. UPS with the package. Out to Muhammad. Cardinals in absolute domination, though, as Muhammad tries to start something for the Buckeyes. Luther Muhammad has
been a little bit leaky here at times tonight, but I will say, if they keep shooting like this, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I agree. As Kimball does not take the three-pointer, I assure you that would not happen in real life. As out to a cutting Nora with another poster. I don't even care if this is a blowout right now. This has been an entertaining blowout.
Yeah, as far as the blowout type games we've covered, this has definitely been one of the better ones.
Muhammad out to West, and a pickpocket from Malik. And they're running Kimball. A pull-up. Why not? So fresh, so clean. Lamar Kimball is an Outcast fan with that jumper. So fresh.
An Outcast fan.
Hey, Stankonia is a heck of an album, okay? I will say that till the day. Actually, nobody says it's a bad album, so I don't know why I'm defending it. And Wesson with the poster and the and one on Nora. Nora back down to the Greek Panthos B-League team after getting put on that poster. Wesson and DJ Carton. DJ Carton has not been in the game, I believe, in the second half. Chris Holtman must have heard something he didn't like about DJ Carton in the locker room. Is Nora with the Explosive.
Reminiscent of when Rick Pitino benched Terrence Williams for the second half of the Louisville-Michigan State game in 2009 after getting into an altercation or an argument at halftime in the locker room.
Oh,
Classic blows another bunny. What a difficult situation is for Ohio State.
Wait a minute. So what did they confirm? Because Earl didn't start either in that half, did he?
No, Earl Clark, I think, was the only guy that showed up for that game, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Son with another 3! Louisville fans, stand up and wave your arms. You cannot miss. You will fly. Nothing can go wrong for the Cardinals. Do you remember that? Have you ever seen that Key and Peele skit where they made fun of Kevin Garnett's Anything's Impossible?
Yes, I have.
You can fly. That's how I feel right now if you're a Louisville fan. Kids, Cardinals fans, get up on the roof. No, Cardinals fans, do not get up on the roof. It's Darius Perry for a 3. Oh, I was ready to go crazy on that.
What's the earliest that U of L and UK could meet in this tournament?
I think the championship. Yeah, it'd be the championship. Which is a shame. It is a dang shame as Kyle Young takes the jumper, no good. Caleb Wesson gets away with an over the back there.
You're talking about Outcast makes me think about the 2019 Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh,
the absurd over-the-topness of it, and when Big Boy rolls in, and at the end of the halftime show, there's just something hilarious about that.
Look, man, I know I get made fun of this in real life. I like Maroon 5, especially some of their older stuff. I still like their newer stuff, but Sundays with Jane's a heck of an album if you ask me. But that halftime show was not good. That halftime show was, And then,
look, I can't make fun of you liking Maroon 5 when you consider the Adam Levine Mo Bamba remix.
It was so bad. As Sam Williamson gets out the Enoch. Now Coldplay, I'm a big Coldplay guy too, and that one wasn't great, but it was still better than Maroon 5. Williamson out. Come on, Enoch with the jumper, no good, and a shot clock violation before it though. But yeah, they just threw Big Boy out there like, hey, you're from Atlanta, here you go.
Exactly. They put him in the car or whatever.
Yeah. They said, hey, you're from Atlanta.
Last year's halftime show was so ridiculously over the top
that
it was just hilarious.
Here's Dave from Lighting's Cadillac Escalade. Go out there and have some fun for 2 minutes. It was just
sweet victory into the sicko mode. That was hilarious.
Who thought? Okay, we're gonna get back to the action here, folks. But we're tackling the pertinent issues about this. Who thought it'd be a great idea? There was over 2 million petitions because Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, died. And they thought, oh, this is great. We're gonna transition from the Red Pill Red Pill Blues album. Oh, Enoch with a 3. Why not? We're going to transition from the Red Pill Blues album, which is a lot of R&B, some soul, and just overall just sad vibes, to Sweet Victory for a solid 10 seconds because that'll get the fans going. And then they go to Sicko Mode. I like Sicko Mode. I like Travis Scott. Not to the extent that, say, my brother does. Brother's a big Travis Scott fan. But he's not bad. He's grown on me over the years. But in what world is that a good idea? You might as well just put in Stevie Wonder, Bad Bunny, and you know what? While we're at it, let's just throw Cher on the list. That's the oddest combination. And then they just put Big Boy in to do a Big Boy song that nobody had ever heard. Washington knows the cut. It's just, I would love to be a fly in the Super Bowl planning boardroom. I don't know. Some of it's work.
Some of these halftime shows have been so hilarious, and mostly hilariously bad, but...
We have a comment from my cousin Jacob who says, what did he say? He will admit the Sweet Victory cameo made the Super Bowl that much better. I agree, because without that cameo, it would have been so much worse. Louisville is up 22 right now.
Yes, naturally. Another absolute blowout to talk about.
Folks, if you have any Super Bowl complaints, send them in the group chat, because at this rate, HP and I are not going to be commentating about this game much longer. And another pickpocket from Carson Carrico clone, right, man? Are they going to take the 3? No, they're probably going to take the last shot here. as Nora out at the logo. I do want to reserve one more point about the Super Bowl halftime show, though. But let's see if Louisville can extend the lead here. Nora, nothing. He's going to shoot at the logo. Why not make it? Why not, he says.
I honestly thought that was going to go in, given Louisville's luck so far this game.
Absolutely. Louisville decimating the Buckeyes right now. 72-50. Now, HP, I will admit, sometimes, like I said, it works. Contrary to what a lot of people think, I don't think that Bruno Mars and the Red Hot Chili Peppers was a bad combination. I don't think Bruno Mars and Coldplay and Beyonce was a bad combination.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers thing was funny because of like the thing where the guy left his instrument. One of the guys left their instruments unplugged.
Yeah.
Which is just hilarious.
And they were playing their guitars, but no music was coming out. Caleb Wilson with the alley-oop. Forget the game. OSU wins on style points alone. It's like capturing the Quidditch ball. Who cares if you score the most points? It's about style points. Never thought I'd use a Quidditch reference on this show, but here we are. Darius Perry, Mr. Perry to you. Respect your elders, Darius Perry says as he puts up the contested layup. Louisville shooting 56% from the field, 27-48 from the field. Weston out to Muhammad, out to DJ Carton. Carton been a very, very solid player for the Buckeyes today. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the majority of their lineup. Speaking of solid players today, Caleb Wesson, that's his 21st point.
All right, I will pose you the same question that I have posed once already. Would you fight 100 Tom Crean-sized Romeo Langfords or 10 Romeo Langford-sized Tom Creanians? Consider your answer very carefully.
Did you say 10 of each or 10 and 100?
You get 100 of the Crean-sized Romeos or 10 of the Romeo-sized
100. 100. Can you
I think so, too. You fight the Army before you fight 10 Tom Creans that are the size 6'6".
Ooh, another pickpocket.
Anyone can leave the room alive at that point.
Folks, leave a comment there. Would you rather fight 10 Romeo Langford-sized Tom Creans or 100 Tom Crean-sized Romeo Langfords? Imagine the physicality from 10. Speaking of physicality, Malik Williams with another layup. Imagine the viciousness of 10 Romeo Langford-sized Tom Creans. That man would never quit. He'd be the Deadpool of college basketball coaches. As Caleb Wesson goes up with the layup. 78-58. 78-56, I apologize. Yeah, Griffin kind of said it earlier perfectly. You could not stop Tom Crean if he was Romeo Langford-sized. Carson, would you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I would.
Carson shakes his head and says yes. And I don't blame him. I would be terrified of that.
Drew that inspiration from USL Twitter. The user asked, would you rather fight 10 Drogba-sized ducks? Or, I'm sorry, that's 10 duck-sized Drogbas. It was 50 duck-sized Drogbas or 3 Drogba-sized ducks. I think I'm taking the 50 duck Drogbas in that case.
I am too. The Ducks would be vicious. Wesson with the dunk.
Could you imagine fighting like a 6-foot-tall duck? That's terrifying.
You'd be lights out after Quack. Have the meanest right hook in the game. Sutton drives, and he's fouled. We forgot to mention the Darius Perry, a.k.a. Mr. Perry, and one from earlier. As Sutton hits the free throw. I think Louisville's going to clear 100 HP, and that's just kind of sad.
I think so, too. We really shortchanged him as far as the final score. This is looking like a shade different than Arizona's annihilation of LSU.
An absolute blowout of biblical proportions, looking like apocalypse.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Arizona had the historic 44-point blowout, but again, there's another steal for Louisville.
Are they going to make the three?
Pushing 30 right now.
Sutton for 3. No, with the rebound out to Fresh. Andre 3000 himself with the rebound. Kimball with the 3. He loves Stankonia, he says. Give him the 3. HP, This leads me to our next question. You listen to a lot of hip hop and rap.
All right, I don't know how the Tom Crean, Romeo, Drogba, Duck question leads in, but I'm interested to see how.
Oh, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with another Outkast reference. It's
okay. I suppose we can go back to Outkast.
Do you believe that Andre 3000 is a top 5 MC of all time?
Top 5 is a little bit high.
Oh, I don't know. HP.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not my genre. That I do not have that much knowledge of the landscape. But I think top 5 might be a little bit too high. He's definitely up there, though.
Andre 3000, I think, is the most underrated rap artist of all time, HP. Even if you exclude his work from Outkast. But that's just me. We've gone from just about everything as traditional HP and Landon shows do, from Bill Murray's Lost in Translation.
Per usual, the game's a 20-point blowout, so we got to figure out something to talk about.
We have done Bill Murray filmography to Andre 3000's discography. You gotta love it.
You know, next thing we're going to start talking about Uncut Gems, and how Adam Sandler deserved an Oscar for it.
Speaking of gems, HP, Kyle, you know what the M1? Hey, Adam Sandler was robbed of a... I'm not saying he should have won the award, because you can make a case that he shouldn't have, but he should have been nominated. They're not going to...
He really should have been nominated. Fantastic performance. Adam Sandler reminded us that he can act, believe it or not.
You know what?
He's done so many of the same role, like 100 times over.
You know what? We're going to go... I know I said that we had the TNS movie pick of the week as Williams drives with the pull-up no good. We're also going to have the TNS Editors Pick of the Week, which we'll just say is Jared's movie Pick of the Week.
The Editors Pick of the Week.
We'll go with the Big Heads Media Pick of the Week.
Make it sound like we're like
right.
Make it sound like we're contributors to RogerEbert.com or something like that.
Yeah, Uncut Gems is actually a heck of a movie. I would not recommend, as Ohio State misses another 3. I wouldn't recommend watching it with the family, just because it's a very, very mature movie.
Yeah, that definitely has some. It definitely wades into territory that would be uncomfortable watching for kids or with your immediate family. But
however,
I will say though, I think for the Uncut Gems, you have to be prepared for just like a weird movie. Honestly,
it's different. It's very different.
I think there's a bit of a parallel from 1917, not 1975, about It seems like there's definitely a parallel, just because you definitely get the feeling that you are like almost like walking around with Adam Sandler. I almost said Adam Silver.
Adam Silver is an actor.
Like, the movie will give you like some crushing anxiety for the duration of it. Whether you enjoy that kind of movie is up to you. But I thought it was certainly the direction was fantastic though, and that's what I thought.
Oh, the Safdie brothers are awesome. One of the things that
I wonder what is anyone in the live chat right now? I would love to see what's going on right now.
We have we have 4 people watching, but nobody's left a comment in a while. No, I think what's pretty cool is the soundtrack is very 80s-esque, but it's also kind of like a desperation theme to it, because that's the whole movie.
It really does.
If you've listened, have you checked out The Weeknd's new album After Hours?
No, I haven't. A couple of his songs featured in Uncut Gems.
If you like Uncut Gems, it basically sounds like the soundtrack to Uncut Gems. A lot of people are complaining about it not sounding like his older stuff, like Trilogy, or even The Beauty Behind the Madness, which, good album. I don't think The Weeknd's ever made a bad album. I don't even think he's made a mediocre album, personally.
I don't really know how to describe new Weeknd sound, honestly. Like, it's very easy. I think for a lot of artists, it's easy to like describe the different phases. Like,
yes.
Like Drake. That's an example off the top of my head.
You will love
how Drake's sound has changed since in the last decade or so.
If you like, Carson and I go back and forth on this all the time. I still like old Drake better than new Drake, but I like new Drake. It's not like I dislike him. It's Nickel Perry adds in a 3.
Why not at this point?
Like, I like new Drake. Like, Tootsie Slide actually kind of exceeded my expectations. I thought it was really good. His newest song that came out last night. But like, The Weeknd, it's since you haven't heard it, HP, it's 80s. It's like very 80s-esque. As Orange hits the jump. It sounds like an 80s synth pop album. It's very good.
Blinding Lights is number 1 right now. That's about all I know about his album, though. I think Heartless is all the way up to number 4 on the charts.
Blinding Lights sounds a lot like the album, like the rest of the album.
Yeah, so it definitely seems like a poppier kind of sound than what you're kind of used to with the Weeknd, I guess.
If you want 2 songs...
I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't listened to the album.
Well, if you want 2 songs, I think encapsulate the whole album, because it tells a really good story. Because it has to do with his breakup from, I think, Bella Hadid. Is that who it is? It's basically a whole, like, apology letter, but also, like, retrospective of him and his relationship with Bella Hadid. It's fantastic. I think it's a great album, but the 2 songs I think encapsulate it outside of the singles that have already been released are In Your Eyes. The music video is already out for that. I highly recommend it. And After Hours. Kimball with the 3. No good. Rebound Out to Enoch. I think those 2 songs are fantastic. Like, After Hours, I think, is one of the best songs he's ever made. It's so good, HP. I think you'd love the album. It's honestly, and they even asked him about it, it very much sounds like something you'd hear off Uncut Gems. Is Ohio State down 23 with 1:18 to go. Also, HP, we have a live chat comment from the St. Anthony's Bears fan account.
Oh, yeah, here we go. This is going to be some good stuff then.
Get the dance team out there instead of this blowout.
St. Anthony Bears fan account. This is absolutely fascinating. Honestly, I really have no inkling of who this could be, but...
I think it's Rod. Because Rod, I'm pretty sure, it's either Rod or Hutch and Huber. I can't remember who's been...
Both worthy choices, but...
Of course. Louisville in an absolute bloodbath right now over... I mean, this is bad. This isn't even Michael Jackson bad.
I sent this in a group message a second ago about how, like, serious everyone else's broadcasts are, and then there's this one where we're talking about the Weeknd.
Give the fans what they want, HP. Give the fans what they want.
I don't think Louisville's going to break 100 here tonight, but they are going to break way into the Sweet 16, though, where I believe they will face the winner of, is this the East region, or is this the Midwest region, maybe?
I believe so.
Like Baylor, maybe?
I think this is the Baylor bracket, yes.
All right, that sounds about right.
And we get a celebration from the Ohio State walk-on.
Baylor could lose, but I think we're definitely going to see a Cards-Bears Sweet 16 matchup.
And the Cards, as Paul Rogers would say, advance to the Sweet 16. Louisville.
Another epic blowout. Louisville looking like perhaps the best team in the region thus far in the Midwest.
I agree. And we're going to look at the box score real quick. Jordan Noor with 22 and 8. Dwayne Sutton no slouch himself with 11 points, as does Samuel Williamson, fresh with 9. Mr. Stankonia, fresh Kimball. And we look at the Buckeyes. Caleb Wesson with 25 and 8. That ends his college career right there. DJ Carton with 13 points. He'll look for a new home after this tournament. And Luther Muhammad with 10 points. Folks, HP and I are probably going to be back in the next 15 minutes. We're going to take a little bit of time to get the rosters ready to go and perfect for our, what is hopefully not another blowout. If it is, hopefully it's as entertaining as that. But we'll be back. We'll post a link on their Twitter page. Check us out at Neutral Site Show. In the meantime, if you want to catch some of our earlier stuff or some of our posts, at Hutch and Huber for their work. They're doing a great job over there. Until then, like I said, this is not the last game we're calling. We'll be back in hopefully the next 15, 20 minutes. So thanks again. Stay neutral. And more importantly, stay safe, folks. Thanks for the time.